And all right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Legacy and Impact. As always, it is a privilege and an honor to welcome you and to serve you within our community. It's so great to see. I got Tom and Jeff and Monica and Keith and Glenn and Kelly and Kenny and Margaret on the line. And I know there's going to be a number of other people joining us, but as always, it is a privilege and an honor. What's the date today? Today is November 30th. Sorry. November 30th. And there's been a lot going on in our world, and I'm super excited to hear from everybody what you've got going on. As always, we come together on Thursday nights to regroup and share, learn, to tap into current events, other money-making opportunities, developments with the economy, what's going on in the news a little bit. But more importantly, I always want to hear what you guys have going on in your life, because at the end of the day, community and synergy, working together, is most important. That's where the greatest results come from. And I had a very, very exciting week. I'm looking forward to sharing a number of things that have taken place in the realm of synergy, right? And our topics tonight are basically synergy in our intentions, which are our thoughts, synergy in our pursuits. Once we decide what we're going to do, then we pull our resources together and we go in a specific direction, synergy in our pursuits, then our day-to-day actions, what we do, our habits, and how we're continuing to pursue and allowing synergy to work in that realm, and then synergy through our results. And again, when you go through this process and you allow synergy in the universe to bring the right people and the right opportunities at the right time together, you will be absolutely blown away with what takes place. And again, I've personally been living that and experiencing that over the last few weeks, and I'm going to share a little bit about that. So with that being said, who has something to share in regards to what's going on in your life, anything that you've learned? I know, Tom, you mentioned that there was some developments with your lawsuits. That's fantastic news. Anybody else have anything to share? Anything? All right.
I'll just say the price of silver is up $25 an ounce.
Once again, Keith, could you share?
I said the price of silver is up to $25 an ounce now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And again, pay attention to those, because those are the true indicators of what's going on, right? Because when we start, just not that long ago, it was $18 an ounce. And again, that's where we always said silver is a better investment than gold, because its likelihood of doubling and going up from $18 to $40 is much greater than gold going from 2,000 to 4,000, right? But there's a lot of movement in the market. And that's actually what I was, a couple of weeks back, I was up in Idaho Falls with a precious metals company. I'm going to share a little bit of information with you about that. Definitely learning more, always learning. And that's what I am so excited about is, we've talked a little bit about that, where perspective is really, really important, right? And so often we look at things with our own blinders or our own limitations, right? And oftentimes those limitations will literally take us out of the game or take us off the field, while there's a ton of money to be made on the field, right? So that's what I learned. So, but before I get into that, anybody else have anything else to share? Keeps coming back to you, Tom, like it wants you to share. So, yeah, Tom's been dealing with yeah, no,
hey, put it this way. They offered me 1,000,003 to go away, and I told him no.
That's a good day. That's a good day. You know, will you take 1.3 million?
I didn't. I don't want just the cash. I want the cash flow.
Amen. Yeah. So yeah, for the record, Tom is,
Stocks and the income producing properties.
amen. It's never about the cash in hand. It's the assets. Oh, you want assets at this moment. So yeah, Tom's dealing with a liquidation of an estate. And again, well, actually, we'll talk a little bit about this. We'll talk a little bit about this because it's so very important, especially part of your legacy, to make sure that your affairs are in order at all times. You know, there's a lot of weird things in the universe. People's health, accidents, incidents are taking place. And you always want to be prepared. So I invite you to again, reach out to me during the week. Right now, I am spending 80% of my time working with, speaking with, consulting clients on getting trusts set up. So they're very concerned with the changes that are going on with the government, with the changing laws with reference to LLCs and full disclosure. Now your LLCs have to be directly connected to your Social Security. So the anonymity that LLCs used to offer us, that's tentatively going away. And they say that it's taking place. And this is as of January 1st, 2024. Anybody with an LLC, there's a form that you have to file, which connects yourself to the LLC with your Social Security number. And, you know, they say that this is being done to protect the United States and from foreign dignitaries or foreign entities buying up the United States or things like that. And, you know, and there's an iota of truth in that, but it's mostly so that they can know and control us a little bit more, right? So be aware that that is taking place. And again, a lot of people are looking into getting trusts in order to have that anonymity continue, right? So because again, if a trust owns an LLC, it directly ties to the trust, and there's no connection to your Social Security, right? So the trusts that we're setting people up with are absolutely bulletproof and priceless from a legacy perspective, right? And Tom, I know we definitely want to be talking about that moving forward as the dust settles with your affairs. So
yes, definitely.
yeah, and every day I'm speaking with people, and there was a gentleman that I spoke to today, super beautiful heart, and very successful. He's got 3 different businesses. He's down in the southeast part of the United States, and he's got a car company where he restores vehicles and sells them, or he repairs and restores vehicles for clients. He also has a gym, and he set up the gym. Very smart. He loves cars, and that's kind of his business, but there's nothing residual about working in the automotive business. My family comes from that. I understand the automotive business very, very well. So he set up a gym in order to generate that passive residual income. So he had access to a building and set it up and put the equipment in there. And he's got roughly about 1,000 clients that register, that pay him every month. And out of 1,000 people that are registered and pay every month, about 250 of them actually show up and use the gym. All right. So it's a very passive and very lucrative business. And he also has another business that's in the healthcare business, which is, he's a partner in that. And again, all of his businesses are doing very, very well. But the way they're interacting, they keep his tax liabilities really, really low. And I applaud him for that because of the structure. But we're working with him in getting him set up for a trust. Why? Why, you ask? The reason why is because he's dealing with some health challenges right now. You know, he was diagnosed with cancer. And all of a sudden, you know, when you're entrepreneurial and you're active and everything is fine. You're busy, 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 and you think that everything is fine. Oftentimes within our busyness, depending upon what's going on in our minds and in our hearts, oftentimes God will give us something. There's occasionally an affliction, and that affliction is for us to learn, take us to a whole new level, right? So because of that, because of his kids, all of a sudden now getting his trust is set up is important to him. Does that make sense? Right. So, and I encourage everybody to, again, reach out to me to make sure that your affairs are in order so we can get that taken care of. Again, it doesn't take a lot of money it doesn't take any money to collect information. And once you've got the information, then you can move forward accordingly. Does that make sense? Right. Some more people have joined us, and good evening, Queen Sika. Always a pleasure to see you in the electronic realm. I trust you had a great Thanksgiving. Talking about Thanksgiving. Remember I said, Thanksgiving, I love it because it's very low key and nothing really happens. So we're down in Mexico right now, and because there's a lot of expatriates and that they always acknowledge that the kids' school, they acknowledge American Thanksgiving. And so what they do is they held a big festival and they have their Christmas tree lighting ceremony, right? And it's a beautiful, beautiful event. Everybody's there and there's food and there's all these different vendors and events and the kids sing and there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's so funny because the day before Thanksgiving, I had literally just flown back in. I flew back in from LA on the Tuesday, and Linda says, "Oh, by the way, we're doing something at the school for Thanksgiving on Thursday." And it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. But what it ends up is that she decided that we were going to be selling ice cream at the festival. And so Wednesday we were out buying a freezer and buying all of this sort of stuff. And again, the unique thing about offering ice cream in a warm climate. Can anybody see the challenge in offering ice cream in a warm climate? Right. So ultimately it's like, okay, we bought the freezer, we got the freezer there and that, but transporting the ice cream to the event in the time, that was a logistic nightmare. But Thanksgiving ended up being a very, very busy day of coordinating, picking up ice cream, getting all the supplies, getting everything set up, and then we were there until about 9 or 9:30, and then at the end of it, we had to pack up the freezer and the ice cream. But the beautiful thing about this is, and this was the point of the message, right, is oftentimes things show up in our life. And it's very easy for us to get disappointed or go, I don't want to do that, right? And but what we ended up doing was we ended up making a whole bunch of money. And the question was, how much do we sell the ice cream for, right? And the treats and the candies and stuff like that, because there's a lot of kids around. And so what do you think we sold the ice creams for? What do you think the price was? It's
Probably
free.
what you bought it for.
It was free. We gave it away.
Was it free?
And so we put out a box and said donations, because we've had the opportunity to go into the forest. And within the forests, in the jungle, there's a lot of poor people that live there. And so we, rather than selling things at 35 pesos a scoop or whatever, we just decided we were going to give it away. We were accepting donations, but anybody that wanted an ice cream, come get it, come get it, come get it. Right. And and we ended up with a ton of money. And so we've been able to bless the community, some of the communities. And that's what we did for Thanksgiving. Because there's so much that we have to give thanks for, right? And I'm constantly reminded of that. And when we were in LA, I would cook a turkey for my church, and then our church would feed 300, 400 people, a massive amount of people, right? And so it's always good to put yourself in a position and or a community where you get a chance to give back, right? Because at the end of the day, we are all so blessed, no matter how little we appear to have. We always need to give thanks. Does that make sense, everybody? So it was not my typical Thanksgiving, but it was absolutely fun, and I got free ice cream too. So, all things considered. All right, so let's dive into the information for tonight. Okay, anybody else have anything to share that you'd like to before we dive into what we got? All righty. I'm not going to use the slides tonight. I'm going to be talking, like I said, the topic for tonight is synergy in our intentions, right? So pay very close attention to how you're thinking, what you're pursuing, what your thoughts are. Okay. I'm in total spiritual alignment right now, and the universe is opening doors for me and, as a result, for us. And then in the things that we pursue. And again, I know Monica's on the call tonight, and I joined I'm going to talk a little bit about my trip up to Idaho Falls, right? Because it's important that you understand the opportunities at hand, right? Because oftentimes even I miss the opportunities at hand, right? So about a few years ago, a friend of mine, somebody that I respect, called me up and said, "Hey, Steve, I got involved with a company called 7K Metals. 7K Metals is dealing with precious metals, gold and silver, and collectibles." And I thought, oh, okay, that makes sense. And we talked, and we've had a whole bunch of people come to us as clients from 7K Metals, as customers, as tax customers, and as members in Legacy and Impact. A number of people within the group belong to 7K because it just makes sense, right? And it made sense to me, and I always did. But that's one thing that I didn't understand about the company. And so flying up to meet the co-founders and understand really what the game is, right? Because if you think the game is over here and the real game is over here, you're ultimately missing out, and missing out big time, right? So I encourage people to look into 7K Metals. If you're not already involved, I can set you up with some of the team members that are involved. I'm not doing this to recruit anybody, but as a mechanism to be better prepared, right? Like Keith had mentioned, silver's now up at $25, right? Not that long ago, it was at $18 and $19, and it's not going to come down. Once these things go up, do not expect them to ever come down. So the reason why I thought gold and silver was a good thing is because it's like buying insurance, right? Insurance for your car, insurance for your health, life insurance. It's always a good idea, but it falls into the realm of just in case, right? Just in case. And so you never want to utilize your insurance, but it's always a good idea to have it. Okay. And so with reference to buying gold and silver from that perspective is, if the dollar collapses, your gold and silver is going to protect you. And what I learned is that is a defensive mechanism. Does that make sense? Right. So I'm doing it in the event that something bad is happening. When you look at life and you look at entrepreneurialism, if you're only playing defense, how can you win in a game? You can't. You can never win if your only strategy is defense. And this is when the light went off. It's like, okay. So now the realm of collectibles. I don't know if you guys have heard, but I get approached about everything under the sun, and some of it is through referrals. Sometimes it's through internet. And has anybody heard of people buying wine, buying futures? Hey, this wine is really, really good. If you buy a box of it and you sit on it, it will increase in value. Has anybody heard of that before? Again, if you can have your line open, please do, because when I ask questions, it's great to hear back, right? So that is a big business right now, because the wine industry is really huge. And again, you buy a case of wine for $86, $75, $100, and in a relatively short period of time, it increases from $75 up to $125. Within the next year, it could be $200. That's an incredible ROI on something that is as simple as buying a box of wine or a case of wine, right? But there's big business in this, right? And again, people who are investors, they're always looking, okay, if I can't count on the stock market, what can I count on? And that's the value of real estate. Is real estate, people are just buying properties and parking their money. Here in where we are, a number of the apartments, actually the two units below the one that we bought, are completely vacant. Nobody has ever shown up there, and they've been vacant for a year. And I realized, like, I kept thinking at some point somebody's going to show up, but then I realized that those people are just parking their money. They don't want tenants in there. Tenants are a whole different problem. I'm just putting it in there. I'm letting the appreciation ride up. And rather than have my money sitting somewhere else where it's risky, or in the bank where I can lose it, they literally just bought it, set it, and forget it. That makes sense? So that's the type of investing a lot of people are doing when there's uncertainty. And hopefully that makes sense. So how do we play a more aggressive game in the realm that's gold, that's precious metals, gold and silver, right? I'm going to do a screen share right now. Let's see if I do this correctly. So 7K Metals is in the business of creating new coins, right? Again, I didn't really get this before because I was just thinking I'm only interested in bullion, gold and silver blocks. And can you guys see the screen in front of me? Okay. Head spinning Saturday coin drop. So what they are doing is they are minting actual coins, which are silver and gold and various different things. So this right here, I didn't see that. I just literally just saw this. This is a half dome coin with incredible detail. How do I zoom in? So with incredible detail. And so when you buy this, when you're buying the coins, you are buying them at the lowest they're ever going to be. Now, this coin, I don't know what it costs. I mean, for the most part, they're going to be around $100, right? It's silver, or it's gold, or it's platinum. It's all the various different metals. But with reference to it, you buy it and it's never going to go down in value. And they've set up a marketplace where people can post their coins and sell them, set some price. But what's taking place is because the world is paying attention to their marketplace. They've been offered over $1 billion for the platform that they created that people wanted to buy. Said, holy mackerel, that's incredible. And so the entire world is now looking at the coins that they're creating, and we have the opportunity to buy them at the very beginning, when they're the lowest that they're ever going to be at the time of release. And then moving forward, they're only going to increase in value. Okay. So that's what I learned, is there's a mechanism to play offense, right? And so the coins that they mint, they are actual currency. This one here is $10. I don't know what island this is, but they use various different, it's right here. It's in the Cook Islands. So the Cook Islands has their own currency. And so this currency is for the Cook Islands. They also do currencies for Palau and some other places. But this is incredible. So here you can get a 2-ounce silver coin. So 2 ounces is worth roughly, it's worth $50 just in the silver itself. But when you look at the collectible aspect of it, again, this coin here may end up selling for $200, $300, $400, $500. There was one of the coins on here that here, I'll just play this video. Can you hear that okay?
We cannot hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
You can or cannot?
Cannot.
Cannot.
Okay. Well, it's just music. It was just music. So, but you can, again, they've got the Matterhorn, they've got various different mountains. So again, there's international appeal for this. I don't know what this is, but that's crazy. I mean, if that's a coin, go figure. Right. So, but there's spinning coin, 1 ounce silver coin. This is in the Cook Islands as well. Right. And so they've got all these mechanisms that are now in place. And my friend Charles, he bought one of these coins with Abraham Lincoln, limited supply, brand new. Again, when they launch them, they sell 100 of them, 200 of them, 300 of them. He happened to get one of them and he posted it in his collection. And he bought it, I think, for $350 and he sold it for like $800. That's nuts, right? And so I'm encouraging everybody to start thinking and looking at all these different opportunities around us, right? Because there's a lot happening and I don't want you to miss out. That makes sense? And I call it,
Stephen, they're actually minting the coins there, correct?
That is correct. Helping design them, everything. It's incredible. And so they put together things and they're themed. There's various different ones. And I went there and I saw some incredible coins. These ones here are crazy. These are silver with an onyx. Obsidian, with an obsidian. These are silver coins, but they've got an obsidian like gold or like gold, what do they call it? Gold leaf. So it's covered with this like obsidian leaf type of thing. And they've these eyes. So this is a silver coin that's minted in Palau. This one here is 5 ounces. So that's worth roughly $125 worth of silver, of hard silver. But when you factor in the designs and the rarity of it, now it's worth, I don't know, probably $500, $600. But it'll increase in value. This was issued in the year of 2020. And so, but again, I started learning all these things because I was just thinking that it was gold and silver. You know, I went to look at ingots and bars. So this is an incredible opportunity for us to be buying things that are good. You know, it's a long-term thing, but they also have a platform, what they call stack and sell. And you can take your collection and you can put it in there and people can bid on it. So if somebody is interested in one of your coins, you have the opportunity to sell it if you choose for profits. That makes sense? Right? And on top of that, they also have a vaulting service. So, because again, a lot of times people don't necessarily want to, they don't want to keep their gold, right? If they're buying bullion. One of their clients, one of Charles's clients, bought like $500,000 worth of gold, right? And it's available through this website. Again, the integrity of this company is incredible. And what they're offering, again, if you buy it and you ship it to California or something like that, where there's across state lines, then they end up charging tax on it. But if you buy it and you have them house it there, you keep it in their vault, you don't have to pay tax. So, but I learned a lot about this. So I encourage you guys, I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about this, but I encourage you to consider it when you register with 7K. It's for every month there's they'll send you out a coin, a token, a coin. If you happen to register some people, help people start collecting as well, then they give you coins for that. And there's various different types of coins that are available, but very, very exciting, and from the artistic perspective and from the investor perspective. Any questions about that thus far?
Are they actually being commissioned, like you say, Palau in the Cook Islands? Are they actually commissioned by the Cook Islands and the country of Palau?
Well, they're minted in those countries, right? So wherever they are, the currency of origin is where the coins are minted. So I think there's some laws in that. So, and I don't really understand that. I'm still learning, but when I saw these decorative coins, I didn't realize that they actually had currency, monetary value of trade in a specific jurisdiction or area, right? So a lot to learn. But again, the incredible artistic values of these, when you're holding them and you're looking at them, they're freaking heavy. It's like, holy mackerel, and they've got some really, really big ones. The 5-ounce ones are crazy. And again, it was funny because as I was speaking with the CEO, I said, as a kid, I never collected anything, and like other kids were collecting baseball cards and various different stuff, and I never had that bug to collect. So I didn't really understand it, but I do understand the value of buying something at its lowest price and keeping it while it increases in value and then selling it for profit. I do understand those concepts. And if you can't buy a house, or you can't buy something that is tangible, that will increase in value, much like real estate, then you have the opportunity now to be involved in precious metals. They will always hold their value. And again, the more rare, the more unique, the more likely it is that it's going to increase in its value. And if you learn to play the game as I'm learning, right, then you can also play it and trade on an international level. And I got 2 drawers full of silver. I never thought much about it because that was my insurance bet, right? But I'm looking at it from a whole new perspective. So good stuff. And good evening, Ashley Haugen. Always a pleasure to see you. And we're just talking a little bit about 7K metals, and I know you're a player in 7K. So a lot of good stuff. So I had the opportunity to go up to the headquarters and meet the co-founder. So that was good. All right. Any questions about precious metals and how to play that? Again, that's something I'm going to keep as I'm learning more. I'm going to keep bringing you more information. But I encourage you all to consider stashing some of your cash into precious metals. So as an insurance.
Steve,
Yes.
is it 9999 gold? I mean silver?
Yes. Yeah. It's all pure.
So, Stephen, do you know if they're using a vaulting service, a third-party vaulting service, something like Brinks? I've heard of some of these precious metal companies using a third-party vaulting company.
No.
Do you know if that's the case?
No, they have 3 of their own vaults that they control, and I was questioning the level of security, right? Because it didn't appear anything crazy, but as I was quickly brought up to speed, there's incredible security in place, incredible. So, but that's there's it's good stuff. And again, the value with having them hold it, if you're buying some significant amounts of it, is there's no taxation, right? If you live in a state where taxes are charged, then tax gets charged to when you purchase it. But if you allow them to store it, there's value in that, and there's a lot of value in all the different programs. So and you can store up to $50,000 worth at no cost. It's included in your membership. So cool. Next, you ready for the next topic? I'll take that as a yes. Anybody have anything to say or questions other than the ones that we fielded? All right. So let's talk about synergy, more synergy. If you guys recall, I shared with you this clip of my friend Regan Hillier. And I'm going to play it for you. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. I got to see what I got to do in order to make that possible. So you guys can see the screen? Okay. Here we go. Play. You're not playing, no sound.
It's muted at the top.
Yep, there we go. I was looking down at the bottom. Thank you, brother. Thanks, Jeff. So I'm going to take it back to the beginning. My goal to have all of this stuff work seamlessly.
Bazaar magazine featured her on the cover and said she's the author of the world's #1 manifestation method. And as I got to know her story, I got blown away by what she pulled off. Get this, just less than 10 years ago, this woman had only $8 in her bank account. Today, she has 600 acres of land in Costa Rica where she's building her own resort empire. She has a business that does over $42 million a year. And every aspect of her life seems to be blessed by remarkable luck, from the incredible man that she's recently gotten married to the transformation that she's experiencing even in her physical body. What makes Regan Hillier the woman she is? She says it is the set of rules, principles, and ideas on mind over reality that she got to learn through a series of mentors over the last decade. And in this video presentation, we're going to be sharing some of those ideas with you. My name is in every aspect of improving the human experience. When it comes to manifesting, the idea that our minds can influence our body and reality and move us in a much easier way towards our goals, one name stands out. And so I got Regan to sit down with me and take us through her story because there's so many gems of wisdom.
So hopefully you guys remember when we were talking about Regan before, right? So as fate would have it, I had reached out to her, or was in the process of reaching out to her, and connected with my friend who introduced us down in Australia. And so ends up, he says, "Hey, Regan is with a new business, a business venture, and there's an opportunity for us to make some money with her if you want to partner up with her." So ends up, we connected up and with Regan and what she's doing and her team. And so now, again, we're reconnected, and there's an incredible opportunity to make money with the incredible product that they're bringing to the world, right? So if you can unmute your lines and enter into conversation with me, that would be great, right? We've talked before about what's going on with electric vehicles, right? And some people think electric vehicles are the future, but I know they're not, right? I know that hydrogen vehicles are the
Yeah.
hydrogen vehicles are the future, right? And the development with hydrogen is going to be the magic element that allows the earth to restore itself. Hydrogen will prove to be the element, or the ability to access hydrogen will be what corrects the insanity of humanity right now. Is there's so much out of balance because of the way diet and everything, but everything ultimately comes down to the water that we drink and the amount of hydrogen in our bodies, right? And so they are bringing a product to the marketplace. I'll show it to you. And it is a water bottle that is hydrogenated. So you can get pure hydrogen, or you can get, or the purest amount of hydrogen directly into your body. And miracle healings are going on, miracle energy, miracle restoration is taking place. And this is going to be monumental, I believe, in its breakthrough. And let me show you a picture of it. Right?
Are they using chemicals to do the reaction?
No, filtration.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very simple, very simple. But the problem with traditional hydrogen is that it only lasts. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It only lasts for about 30 minutes. And then the hydrogen dissipates, and that's been a problem. How do you get that to the consumer? How do you get that to people? And so what they're
And storage is the other problem.
correct.
Yes, storage is the other problem.
Correct. But again, those two elements, they actually have working with a scientist, and his name is Nuno Nina. But there's an opportunity right now. There's approximately 2,000 people around the world that are now learning about this technology. Again, I don't know, and I'm not going into this in order to make a bunch of money. I'm going into this because I know if we serve enough people and we're bringing a quality that transforms people's lives, that there will be more than enough money made from the process. And hopefully that makes sense, right? You serve the masses and you put yourself in a position to win, and you'll be blown away with what you walk away with. Okay. So ultimately what they're doing within this is they're tapping into the energies of the universe. Okay. So the bottom has a grounding element to it, which grounds the water and the hydrogen, right? And is everybody familiar with that term grounding? Have you heard about that before? It's literally,
Yes.
you go to the beach, you go to the park, you take your shoes off, and when you are connected to the ground, all of the extra frequencies that your body's carrying from all of the stuff that we're exposed to then gets dissipated through the grounding. And years ago, probably 7, 8, 9 years ago, a friend of mine gave me this grounding mat that you're plugged into the wall, into the grounding circuit. And he said, just sleep on this and you'll find you sleep so much better. And it was incredible, because I slept like a baby. I mean, I've never really had any problem sleeping, but it was a deep, 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 well-rounded sleep, uninterrupted. And it was like, holy mackerel. And so on a regular basis, that's why I love being at the beach and just taking my shoes off and just getting grounded. And now my buddy, he didn't really do it. He's in magnetic healing and stuff like that. But now I saw a commercial the other day for actually fitted sheets that are integrated with metal in it, and you connect it up. So it's just like the grounding mat, except now it's built into the sheets, and it's like, boom, all these opportunities as people are tapping into the most normal technology of the earth is now being applied. This is what's normal to us living in the earth. And so there's
Yeah,
different,
Steve.
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say I can speak to that. So as a yoga teacher, I teach this, to ground her to earth. And that's why you always feel really great after you go to the beach. Because what happens is as your bare foot is on the earth, the negative ions and the toxins in your body are being absorbed by the earth. And then it's also replenishing your body with ions and minerals that support us and make you feel that really great feeling, even the rest of the day. And then you have really great sleep. And then the next day you feel really great as well. Right.
Right.
And that's important. You can do it with your plants. If it's too cold where you live, you can, touch the dirt or touch your plants. And that's a form of grounding. You can do it with trees. Sometimes I go on a walk and the grass I always kick off my shoes, but if the grass is wet, then I'll just grab onto a tree. And it's I'll send you a little video. I think I have it. It shows it's like momentarily, like almost instantaneous
Right.
that this happens. And then it also is very healing to the body.
Wow. Yeah, and that's it. But I was introduced to that a long time ago, but now, but how do you market this? How do you bring it to the masses? And whoever learns how to do that, that's who makes the money, right? So this technology is utilizing that same principles from one perspective, and then the integration and the creation of hydrogen through a filtration system. And it's created by this gentleman by the name of Nuno Nino. And that's actually his name. And he has a clinic in Portugal. He's Portuguese. And he's got all of these documented cases of people where the medical field, they're dumbfounded. They don't know what to do. And so people go to him as a last case scenario. And he literally can see frequencies and see how people are what's wrong with their bodies, and then through this process, through the tools that he has, he corrects them and heals them, and it's like miracles are happening as a result of this. So again, I'm not a naysayer. I'm a little skeptical on certain things, but I also understand the power of the universe, universal forces, and the laws of the universe. So that's all they're doing, and they've tapped into it to bring this in the form of water, right? So there's the way the process works. It's just regular water. It's nothing fancy about the water. It's all in the process that it goes through, and there's a filtration element, and then there's the 3 different settings: the pH setting, the RH2 setting, and the ORP. That means something to somebody. I don't know what it means, but again, those are the distinct areas, right?
It's oxidation reduction potential.
There you go. I'm so glad you're here, right? Oxidation. And then the pH is the acidity value or the alkaline value, and
right, because oxidation in our body is like when you cut an apple, and in minutes it starts to age. So imagine in our body, oxidation is happening all the time if we don't balance our pH or oxidize it in a positive way.
Correct. And so I was on again the phone with some people that are familiar with like Kangen water and all of the importance of putting quality water into your body. And so this is next level because of the integration of all of these technologies coming together at this moment in time with a distribution network through consciously health conscious individuals that are bringing it to the world. So again, the thing is with reference to this is it has to do this magnetic field, right, which we've talked about. And then there are 3 different settings within this capsule, within this water bottle.
We're not seeing the picture, or at least I'm not seeing it. Do you have a picture of the bottle? No, I can see a picture of.
I'm sorry.
No, I just see Vishen and Reagan. I don't see the bottle.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can pull it back up again. Do screen share. I was switching through the Acrobat Read Special Edition. We'll do this.
Hey, Steve, did you say this was Kagan water?
No, no, it's not Kangen
No.
water, but Kangen water is again one of those tools. That's a filtration system that allows you to adjust. This is next level. Can you see the picture now?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So I'll go back, I'll back up. So again, these are the pictures that were available, right? So again, they're talking about the different the grounding and then the ions above, right? And then this is the filtration system. There's a super micro because hydrogen atoms are like the smallest atoms possible. So that's why that's why it's hard to maintain, to distribute, right? Because it slips through, I guess, you know. And again, I'm not a scientist, but I understand that when scientists talk and they get excited, I should get excited, right? And so there's different settings on the bottle. So again, these are various different frequencies. And again, if you're familiar with Dr. Emoto, who did the water studies, right? I forget what his first name is, but his last name is Emoto. And where when you speak to your water, it literally, the frequencies that come with it affect it and how it affects plants. And there's the interaction with frequencies is incredible. So there's the different frequencies, there's energy frequency, recovery. Again, and what happens is if somebody's feeling sick, they literally set it to recovery, they drink the water, and within 30 minutes, their whole body is restored, and with incredible results. And again, I'm super anxious to try this because I'm, again, I don't know that much about the technology, but I do know when I'm feeling good and when I'm not feeling good, right? And then the last setting that they have is this LumiVitae, and this is the frequency of life, right? And so it's the light of life. And so this is what the normal setting would be unless you want energy or you are feeling under the weather and you need to restore. But when you put this into the hydrogen into your body, you will be, your energy level, everything should be top notch, right? That makes sense, right? So the bottles themselves, they're roughly 600 euros. So it's a little more than $600, in the ballpark of $700, but it lasts 7 years, has a 2-year warranty. And again, the idea is that once you have one of these bottles, I mean, chances are you're only going to buy 1 or 2 or 3 for family members and that, but it will continue, and again, you only have one chance with this life. So, and if you can up your game, I think that this is an absolutely priceless opportunity, and I'm excited about it. So there is an opportunity. Nobody else knows about this. Again, I called Monica earlier today and I shared with her. So Monica is going to come on board with us because she understands the realm of healing. She understands the realm of water. This is anybody that's in this space. And again, the opportunity to work directly with Regan, because Regan is an extraordinary individual. I've been on calls with her the last couple days, and she's super excited. She has her facility, incredible facility down in Costa Rica. We're going to be doing leadership events down there, and there's a lot that's going to be take place. And you're behind the curtain now. Nobody really even knows about this. So if you're interested, please let me know so we can get you pre-positioned and get you tapping into the resources, and we can all start learning together. That makes sense? Any questions?
Yeah, I've been doing this since 2008. I built my own hydrogen generator pulse width modulator. That's the frequency. Yes. So yeah, I attached it to my car and I got 30% better gas mileage. But the problem is the maintenance of the device. It does wear down real quickly. And because here's part of some of the examples of some stuff that I built on the inside and soldering it on the backside. So this is the frequency channels. You change the frequencies so you can get better productions of your hydrogen. So yeah, I know, and I've been watching it throughout the years, and they're getting way smaller. They got devices. My device is huge. They have devices that are actually really small now, that bigger than this, and is producing at least 5 to 6 liters per minute of hydrogen, which is really good. That's why I was asking you about the chemicals that you were talking about. Right now, the chemical that's really being pushed right now is what is it? Pneumonia. Pneumonia. There's a way of mixing pneumonia with
Yep.
certain other chemicals to produce the hydrogen, which is what they're planning on using with the cars. I think it's a certain kind of peak ammonia, which is it's a what is it? It's you go down to molecular. Well, it's like a virus or something like it's that's creating this type of ammonia, and they mix it with something else, and it just produces tons and tons of hydrogen. One thing nice about hydrogen, there's abundance of it.
Correct.
So we got to control it. Once we control it, it'll be the best thing. And the thing we have to teach people is don't compress it and don't make a bomb out of it. That's all.
Well, Jeff, I'm pissed. I had no idea you were a freaking genius.
Yeah,
You never told me you were a genius.
I've been I love tearing things apart. It's just, I mean, you don't even know how much I pick up these televisions all the time and say damage, and I fix them and turn around and sell them just like that, But now they've dropped in prices, so it's not worth the effort. But no, it's just, I used to hack the iPhones when the iPhones came out in 2008, 2009. I used to jailbreak them and sell them as jailbreaks and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, and I know I still mess around with ham radio stuff too. So I enjoy electronics. It's one of my favorite things to play around with.
So that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. And again, in the realm of hydrogen, we talked a little bit about what's going to happen with cars. With my other project, we have access to the ability to mass produce for consumers in the automotive business, because whoever puts that massive distribution mechanism in place is going to make a bundle. So that we have licensing for that. There's a lot happening behind the scenes these days, but I think
just to make it a little easier for you, which I have it already. I have the grounding rod, which comes up the side of my bed, which I just hang on to it. See, what I do is, that brass rod that you go stick in the ground, you can find at the store, which is not cheap anymore right now. But you go outside your window and slab that one in the ground about 2 feet, and screw in some brass cable to it. Run it inside your window, around the basement of your floorboard, and right beside your bed. And just, as you go to sleep, you just hang on to the copper itself, so it grounds you. It's actually just as easy, because you get grounded by your hand just as easy. And one thing nice about, I know it's nice, but it doesn't take very long for your body to discharge the positive from the negative. So once you hang on to the copper, it only takes less than 5 minutes, and it already deactivates you and takes out all the positive ions, or whatever you want to call that, ions out of your body. So you don't have to sit on it forever. Just every now and then, just 5 minutes, and it discharges you.
A quick degauss for you.
That's just what I do, because I got all these little fluorescent lights in my room. It's amazing, because those fluorescent lights, lets out a different negative charges.
Yeah.
And so I like them. It's pretty cool, because I got this little decorated stuff in the room, but it lets out this different type of light. So when I learned to do the negative charge, grounding it, it actually does make you sleep better, and it doesn't take long.
Right.
Just to let you know.
So funny. Awesome. So with reference to this, again, so there's opportunities. And so one of my friends down here in Mexico, he's spiritual healing, and he does events, and I reconnected with him when we moved down to Mexico, and he was living in Querétaro, which is a fair distance away, but he flew into to Playa del Carmen. We had lunch and dinner and that, and he's got some real estate. And so we always connected up. And again, the point I'm trying to make is, this is the power of synergy and intention. Okay, check this out. Literally, the miracle happened. And so when we met, or when we reconnected, again about a year ago. It was interesting because as we were comparing what we've been up to, he's now married and I'm married and we've got the kids. He's got 2 kids. We got 2 kids. And so his new wife, last name is Marquez. My new wife's last name is Marquez. He has a boy and he has a little girl. And both of our little girls are named Kiara. And so it's like there was just so much synergy between everything that was going on. Like, that's weird, because I don't know any other Kiaras, and it was a very odd name to me. But in the fact that his daughter is the same age and knit with the same name. And I said, I don't know what's really going on here, Carlos, but I know that we're designed to do something great, right? And then we kind of went our ways, and we've kept in touch while we were here in Mexico, and he moved over to Merida, which is closer to us, about 2.5 hours away from us, and we've kept in touch. But when I reconnected with Regan and I heard about what was going on, I thought of 2 people directly. I thought of Monica and I thought of Carlos. And so I reached out to Carlos out of the blue. I hadn't spoken to him for a while, and I sent him a text message and I said, hey, I don't know if you're familiar with so-and-so with Regan Hillier and her husband, Juan Pablo, blah, blah, blah. And he is literally taking the course that she offers on Mind Valley right now. And her course is all about intention and putting the universe and having everything work together and gel exactly for you the way it's supposed to. And so I sent him a message and I said, by the way, I don't know if you know Regan Hillier, but there's an opportunity. She's bringing a new product to the marketplace. I've been friends with her for many, many years. I wanted to just kind of run it by you. And he reached out to me and said, no way. No way. Like, it was impossible, because the course that he's taking right now that she teaches, which is all about internal manifestation and purpose and lining everything up, he and his wife, they're watching the course. And so next thing you know, I'm connecting them up. So they're on board. They're super excited. Their entire community is now united to everything that's going on. So incredible opportunity. So, we all know people that are going to actively be involved in this or are already actively involved in this community, right? So I want to make sure that everybody knows this is an extraordinary opportunity, something you want to participate with, and know you're at the beginning of something huge. So any questions about that? All right. So hopefully that's exciting, because I'm very excited about 7K metals now, and what that represents, the infrastructure and the opportunity. And now this is even bigger than that, right? But they're both equal for the same reason, right? Because they're both opportunities when transition is on, right? As we know, the dollar is going to continue doing whatever it's going to do. So you got to yield against that. You got to hedge against it with investments that are going to continue to increase up, and then also seek for opportunities that are part of a solution to the problem that most people are suffering from. All right. So last thing I'm going to share with you is, where are we? Screen share. Where are we? Oh, 2 things. Can you see this picture? Do you see this picture? A picture?
Yeah, it's Reagan Vision.
On the beach?
Yeah.
No,
No.
they're in a room.
Got it.
Anything.
No problem. I clicked on the wrong share. Sorry. I'm new to this technology. All right. Okay. Now you see the picture? You see me with one of my clients
Yes.
on the beach?
Yes.
On the beach? Okay. So this is one of my clients who flew down to visit with us. And I've had a number of clients come down, and I encourage you guys to, if you want to, come on down and see what life is like down here, right? Now, this gentleman is one of my tax clients. He is going to be getting set up with a trust, but I invited him down because he was involved with a crypto business, and there was going to be a convention down here in Cancun. And I said, come on down. We'll go, we'll have some fun. So, and he's a truck driver, right? So his whole life has been relatively predictable, for lack of a better term. And he's set to retire in a couple years, and he's, like, what do you want to do? What do you want your life to look like? And so I invited him down, and I kind of showed him things that he could never imagine. And this beach here, this is one of the most beautiful beaches I have ever been on in my entire life. And so I had mentioned this before, that I'm structuring an LLC where there's going to be 8 partners in the LLC, and we're going to be buying a house in this community. And this beach here is where the private beach club is for this community, right? And it's going to be $50,000 to buy into it for part ownership in the house. It's going to be a $500,000 house. We'll get it for about $400,000. But again, direct access to one of the most extraordinary beaches in the country, right? Or in the world, in my opinion. So I wanted to share this with you because I invite you all down. If you want to come on down to, don't come during tax season because I won't necessarily be here, but I want to be able to take you guys out and show you things that you haven't seen before, can't imagine, because as we were swimming in this beautiful aqua water, he was kind of telling me about all these various different things that are going on. And I said, you just got to think out of the box, right? And he didn't understand what I meant. I said, up until now, you've only seen yourself in the environment that you've existed in, right? And I applaud you because I invited you down and you came. It's the power of yes. So whenever you say yes, incredible things happen for you. Incredible doors open for you. And we're floating in this beautiful water. And I said, 6 weeks ago, you didn't even know that this world that I've just shared with you existed. So now, as a result of you knowing that this exists, and I'm showing you can participate with this real estate, you can buy this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Question is, what do you want to do? And that's a question for all of you. You need to have an absolutely perfectly clear vision of what you are creating, where you're going. What does it look like? How many days do you hang out at the beach or on the mountains or on the snow or wherever? I never want to hear about people that are feeling stuck, because if you're stuck, there's only one reason for being stuck, and it's all in your head. Make sense? All right. So I'm going to show you a clip right now. I'm going to stop this screen, and I'm going to show you another clip. And I don't know, guys, if you guys have ever seen the movie, The Greatest Showman. Okay. The Greatest Showman. Did anybody see that movie, The Greatest Showman, with Hugh Jackman? Incredible movie. It's all about Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, right? If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to watch it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's incredible. I think I watched it on the plane and I was riveted. It's visually incredible. The music's incredible. And I want to play a song for you, and I want you to really internalize what the message is behind this song. Okay. Can you hear that?
Nope.
No
No.
sound, just you can see it.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, now we can. Yes.
No.
Let it stay this way and let this moment.
Cindy.
You set off a dream. getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Touch my hand. Will you share it too? Starting all the shining, the thousand spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Oh, still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough. Be enough.
Very powerful, right? So, and again, within the context of the movie, there's so much going on in that scene, right? And that's, I want to encourage you to live always pursuing that. And because within the story, if you're not familiar with it, he had built everything, and then they tried to take it away from him. And then he departed and did something completely different and put it all on the line, right? Doing something that everybody felt would fail. They didn't understand, what is he doing? He's a circus man. Why is he doing this? And something magical happened. But in order to put himself in that position, he had to put everything at risk, right? And so behind the scenes of that song, I discovered something this week. And let me share this with you. This is from the show Britain's Got Talent. Can you see this? Can you see where it says Britain's Got Talent? Or do I have
Yes.
to reset it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the actual woman who sang that song, right? And so the song, it won awards, all sorts of awards, but the actual singer, the person singing it, wasn't the person in the movie. Watch this.
Welcome. What's your name?
My name's Lauren
And where are you from?
from Brooklyn, New York.
Is that
Did
right?
you guys hear that?
Yes.
So why Britain's Got Talent?
Most of my favorite singers are from the UK, so I thought I'd come pay a visit to you guys.
Okay, so Lauren, tell me a bit about you.
I think some of you guys have actually heard my voice, but you don't know my face. I sang the song Never Enough on The Greatest Showman.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I was hired to do the reference vocals for the actresses so they could learn the songs. And so they had me come in and sing Never Enough. And it really was Rebecca Ferguson, who plays Jenny Lind, who said, I think that Lauren should sing the song, and I'll lip sync.
So you've sang one of the biggest songs of all time. You've now revealed it wasn't the actress who sang the song in the movie. It was you singing that song. So why didn't you get that big deal after the song?
I was more comfortable singing behind the scenes, but I feel kind of like the song was meant for me, and I'm kind of ready to put a face to the song. So I'm here to do that.
Are you going to sing that tonight?
Yes. Great.
Descubre Wix Studio, la nueva plataforma de creación web para agentes.
Good luck. Breakdown.
I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. Instead of a dream getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand. Will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough. Never be enough. Still too little. These hands go on. I'll never be enough. Never be enough. Ready. Like
We don't hear it anymore.
You don't hear it?
No.
Well, it's kind of choppy.
Okay, so you don't hear it, unfortunately. Okay, so, but
Looks
the
like
point,
she's killing it though.
no, the point is this. And again, I encourage you guys to check it out on YouTube, because again, she finally gets the recognition that she deserves, right? And so I don't want you guys to be living in the shadows, is the point. This moment in time, there's so much opportunity out there. It is insane. There's a lot of insanity out there, but the opportunities that are being presented right now are life-changing if you seize the opportunity, right? It's the power of yes. The power of yes. You have to figure it out, but you're not alone. You're in this moment in time, and opportunities are endless. We're ramping up right now. We're closing out 2023. We have one more month. So now is the time to put your head down, do your homework, figure it out, start visualizing yourself, determine what it is that you're going to run with, but you got to have something that you're running with, and it can't be what you've been doing thus far, right? Unless you're blown away and everything that you've been setting up is good, right? If you're comfortable, if you're happy, that's okay, right? But you got to break out. You got to break out. So, again, that clip is available on YouTube. The woman's name is Lauren Aldred. And again, with the things that she ends up getting, the golden buzzer and all of this stuff, you know, she's been living in the shadows and performing in the shadows, incredibly talented, but it was her moment to shine. And I want each and every one of y'all to shine. That make sense? That's it. That's the game. Okay. So it's but it lives in your ability to say yes, right? So how many of you would like to make money or like to participate with bringing the hydrogen water bottle to the world?
Me.
Right? Okay. Just let me know. Send me a text message. Say, I want a part of it. I want to be involved. I don't know what that looks like, but again, if there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are riding this wave, I want to ride it. Worst case scenario, we don't make any money, but we change a whole bunch of lives. Best case scenario, we change a whole bunch of lives and we make a ton of money.
I want to tear it apart and see how it works and try to see how I can improve it.
Stop. You don't have to take it apart. It already exists.
I just want it big enough so you could actually do it in your refrigerator automatically. Yeah. So you already got cold hydrogen water already.
And you know, doing all of this stuff is so easy, but nobody will do it, right? So again.
Well, you know, I was changing my thing because I still think I would like to do the charging stations, you know, the electric car charging stations. But, you know, just trying to see all the things, trying to get it done, and all the people that's already saturated in it already, it's hard to compete with them. But I decided, why not do probate services? Why not do trust and probate services? So go to lawyers and try to say, hey, you know, you got your clients, you need work with your clients and stuff like that. Let me help you out.
You can do that. Yeah,
I was thinking about doing that because I was looking at that, and you know, I'm in an area where there's elderly people too, and there's still money, and you know, like you said, a lot of people don't know how to do their life trust and all this other stuff, and a lot of people just go for the cheapest thing. Oh, I'll do it myself online and all this other stuff, and they don't get it done properly.
That's correct. So, that's correct. Right.
That's why I may go check with a lawyer around here and say, hey, do you need anybody to run around and do things for you? So let me know. So I'm thinking about doing that.
Yeah. So again, whatever you're going to do, figure it out. Let me know what you're doing. Put together a game plan. Come next week with ready to rock. Okay. Next week I will be in Los Angeles. Okay. And I'll be out in LA as of Tuesday. We've got tax stuff, tax courses that I need to be involved with. But there's a lot of things happening in our world. and I encourage you to play all out. Don't be the wallflower. Yes, Keith. But again, let me know if you want to participate, if you want more information in regards to precious metals, 7K, how to register for that, how to plug in. Again, there's daily conference calls, which are training and learning. I've been on them all week, and I'm learning a ton of stuff. If you're like me, you love learning. And again, once you've got your knowledge base, you're dangerous, you know. So the same thing with the hydrogen water. So, all right. Any questions? Have yourselves a blessed evening. As always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your participation. And again, I'm going to hold on before we go. I'm going to play one more clip because I think it's important to stay grounded. With what our message is or our mission. Oh. Again, going back to the whole synergy thing, right, is because the whole Regan thing, I started talking about her, you know, a few weeks back, and I hadn't spoken to her. Now all of these things are falling into place. When it came to legacy and impact, and when that started off, there were certain synergies that kicked in that came from nowhere. With my friend in down here in Mexico, and him having that affiliation with Regan as well. And then there was another thing that had come about. So again, there's so much synergy in the world. Oh, and can you please do me a favor? Send me an email, because I want to send off I want to send you off a copy of the book that I did as a foundation for further conversations with certain things that I want to really implement into this. I have again, I had talked about doing the event in January. I'm not going to be doing our event down here in Mexico in January because something came about. We've got a new finance partner for our project, and so I've got meetings in LA that week for our homeless village. So, but I'll finish up with this video here. Hopefully the sound will kick in. That's right. Test.
When we're laying on our deathbed, you're not going to worry about how much money you had, how much power you had, how much prestige. You're going to see that was all game, that was all an illusion. The only thing that's going to matter is the impact you had on other people's lives.
We are all on a separate journey. But the beautiful thing about our life here on this earth is at my funeral, they ain't going to talk about my success. They're going to talk about who Nick was and how Nick lived and how Nick loved and encouraged.
Success is incredibly important, but even more important than success, it's having an impact. It's knowing you haven't walked the planet in vain. It's knowing that because you've been here, you've blessed lives, you've developed people, and you have made the world a better place. The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Everything you gain in life will rot and fall apart, and all that will be left of you is what was in your heart. Life is a mirror. And life gives us not what we want. Life gives us who we are. When you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice.
Amen. With that being said, as always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your trust. And we will speak to you next week. Please send me an email to legacyandimpact@gmail.com, legacyandimpact@gmail.com. And in the subject matter, just write free book. Okay. So I can send you the link to the free book. And I've got some other stuff that is coming down the pipe as well. I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to be need to utilize email a little bit more to get some information out to you guys. With that being said, have a blessed day, have a blessed week, and get ready because this is the end of the year. And next year is going to be kick ass. I guarantee it. God bless.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Stephen.
Steve.
Good
Thank
night.
you, Steve.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Good
Good
night, guys.
night.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Good night.